Hello everybody. We'll talk of traumatic injuries of teeth, and the first step will be to classify those injuries. Those of you who've not yet subscribed to this channel, please do so by clicking to the subscribe button. Now let's go ahead with our lecture. What is dental trauma? Very obviously, it refers to the trauma to the teeth, periodontium and surrounding soft tissues. But this trauma is different because it involves both the oral as well as the emotional health of the patient, because in most cases the appearance gets affected, and this happens to be very demoralizing for the patient. We'll begin with the classification. We start with Ellis-Davis classification. Class 1, according to this, is simple fracture of the crown involving only the enamel. Now you can see just the enamel is chipped off here. Class 2 is extensive fracture of the crown involving enamel as well as dentine, but no pulp exposure is seen. Class 3, extensive fracture of the crown involving enamel, dentine and the pulp. So pulp exposure is present here. Class 4, the tooth becomes non-vital, and in most cases you can see that the crown is discolored. Class 5, the tooth gets lost due to trauma. We just lose the tooth. Class 6, fracture of the root with or without crown fracture. Now here you can see crown fracture is not there, but root is fractured. Class 7, displacement of the tooth without crown or root fracture. Now crown as well as the root, they're both intact, but the tooth has got displaced from its socket. Class 8 is fracture of the crown en masse, that means the entire crown gets lost, and class 9 involves fracture of the deciduous teeth. This was Ellis-Davis classification. It's a very popular method of classification. Coming to classification by World Health Organization given in 1994 in its application of International Classification of Disease to Dentistry and Stomatology. The earlier classification by WHO was given in 1970s, but we'll discuss this latest one. In this classification, code numbers have been given, and the code number is according to the International Classification of Diseases to Dentistry given in 1992. We will discuss only two parts of the classification: A. Injuries to dental hard tissues and pulp, and B. Injuries to the periodontal tissues. Injuries to hard dental tissues and pulp. First, the crown fractures. In this, the first one is, according to the code, N502.50 enamel infarction. You can see this small fracture lines in the enamel. They are the Kray's lines. They are called enamel infarcts. And the enamel here is intact, but it has not got chipped off and it is not lost. This particular tooth, it is not tended to percussion and it is not mobile. Next is N502.50 enamel fracture. Here you can see a portion of enamel has got chipped off and it is lost. Now again, this tooth is not mobile and it is not tended to percussion. Now this enamel portion which has got chipped off, it does not expose the dentine. The fracture is well within the enamel only. Uncomplicated crown fracture given by the code N502.51. The fracture involves the enamel and the dentine. There is no exposure to the pulp. This particular tooth, it is not tended on percussion and it does not show any mobility. Then complicated crown fracture given by the code N502.52. You can see here there is involvement of the enamel, dentine and the pulp. This portion of the tooth gets lost and the pulp is exposed. Now this particular tooth may or may not be tended to percussion and it does not show any abnormal mobility. In case it shows tenderness to percussion, then you should check out for any luxation or root injury. Coming to crown and root fractures. First is uncomplicated crown and root fracture, N502.54. The fracture involves the enamel, dentine and the cementum. You can see here, but the pulp is not involved. So in this case, the fracture line, it extends below the gingival margin. This corneal fragment, it may be mobile or it may be intact. And the tooth, it shows tenderness to percussion. Then the next is N502.54. It's a complicated crown root fracture. Now this fracture line, you can see it involves the enamel, dentine and the pulp, and it goes on to the cementum. So enamel, dentine, pulp and cementum, they're all involved. In this case, this corneal segment, it may be lost, or if present, it can be mobile. Now this particular tooth, it shows tenderness to percussion. Then there is root fracture given by the code N502.53. This fracture, it involves the dentine, pulp and the cementum. Now in this case, the corneal fragment may be lost or it may be mobile. Also in this case, you can see bleeding from the gingival sulcus is present in most cases. The tooth is tender to percussion. Coming to injuries to the periodontal tissues, the first one is concussion, given by the code N503.20. In this case, there is injury to the tooth supporting structures with little abnormal loosening of the tooth, and the tooth is tender to percussion, that means touching or tapping. Now you can see this tooth has not got displaced from its socket, but it shows some tenderness to percussion. Next is subluxation, given by the code N503.20, and there is loosening. In this case, the injury to the tooth supporting structures occurs with abnormal loosening of the teeth without displacement. That means the tooth has not got displaced, but it has got loosened and it is tender to percussion. Also in this case, some bleeding from the gingival crevice here or here can be observed. Extrusive luxation, that's the next point. N503.20, it is also called peripheral dislocation. There is partial displacement of the tooth out of the socket and it shows increased mobility. You will get the impression that there is lengthening of the tooth structure. That means tooth has got elongated. Basically, it has got extruded out of its socket. Next one is lateral luxation, N503.20. There will be displacement of the tooth. Now you can see this tooth is displaced. It can be in palatal or lingual direction or labial direction. Here it is displaced labially. This is accompanied by fracture of the alveolar socket and the tooth is mostly immobile. Now you can see this tooth, it has got locked in the bone here. And on percussion, it will give high metallic kind of sound. Next is intrusive luxation, N503.21 of central dislocation. There is displacement of the tooth into the alveolar bone. That means the tooth has got pushed inwards. It has got displaced in the axial direction. Also, this tooth is immobile because it has got trapped in this bone, and on percussion it gives high metallic sound. Then there is avulsion, N503.22 or exarticulation. There is complete displacement of tooth out of a socket. The tooth gets lost from the socket. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. In case you have any doubt, please put it in the comment section below. I would like to answer that. Do like this video, share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel. Also check out the videos on occlusion, dental caries and tooth nomenclature. The links have been put in the description box below. Thank you.